seeing them around 15 to 25 miles per hour for some of these northern areas. Still red flag conditions though, and so it's not based on the wind strength, it's based off of the humidity levels and how dry it is and how dry the fuel is. That's going to continue. However, by tomorrow it starts to shift, and it kind of already is. We're starting to see that wind direction shift a little bit, and it's going to become more onshore as we head into tonight and into tomorrow. So for the most part, this is where we are seeing the breezy weather, is right in those northern mountain communities, and then it's really calmed down elsewhere, otherwise just right around 10-mile-per-hour winds. So the red flag warning expires at about 3 p.m. this afternoon. These are still the areas that are under that criteria for the Santa Susanas, the I-5 corridor. Again, right around mostly up to about 25 miles per hour right now. Those humidity levels were down to about 10 to 20%. That's expected to jump to 50 to 60% as we start to get into that nice onshore push, a nice marine layer, and all of that stuff we haven't seen since about 2 weekends ago. So it's been. Then next week, we are looking ahead to more Santa Ana winds as early as Monday. However, there is still a huge discrepancy in models based off of how strong it's going to be and exactly when these winds will arise. We're looking at pretty cool conditions there. We drop down to just highs in the 50s next week, so you can get those sweaters out, but we are looking ahead to those next winds. Philip, Giovanna.
Okay, Brianna, thank you.
Red flag warnings that are in place, and it's really due to how dry these conditions are. Now, the wind speeds are not that strong. We just have a little bit of a breeze that's left over, so mostly about 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, but some areas still a little gust of about 20 to 25, and that's right at the coast there, Malibu. The good thing is about the wind direction is it's about to shift. We're about to head into a nice onshore push. That's going to push in some marine layer clouds. It's also going to bump our humidity levels up too, and we haven't seen an onshore push since about 2 weekends ago. So we've been in this very long dry stretch. Now, unfortunately, we still have no rain in the forecast, and we have more Santa Anas that are in the forecast next week. So we are not done with the winds quite yet. We have to wait a couple more days until some of these models start to converge a little bit. However, we know that we will see some sometime between next Monday and Thursday, a couple rounds of winds possible. It looks like late Monday into Tuesday, and then potentially again Wednesday into Thursday. The question is exact timing and just how strong. One model's showing it stays pretty weak, and then there's another model that's showing that we could see a moderate event as we get into next week. So we do have to prepare now before we get there again, just because it's going to continue to percent in these areas. Still under red flag conditions for some of these northern mountains, but again, the wind speeds have really dropped off. That was at the highest. We were seeing gusts up to about 50 miles per hour. Now it's right about 10 to 20. Those humidity levels, once we switch on to that onshore push, they're going to jump up to about 50 to 60% in some of these spots. So that will be nice to at least get out of that really dry. Going to get into a pretty cool afternoon tomorrow. So we're going to be into some sweater weather tomorrow. I know most of our afternoons have been pretty mild, but this low that's going to start to skirt its way across SoCal is really going to help with that onshore push. It's going to move some of that marine layer inland, and it's going to really cool our temperatures off as we head into tomorrow and really the next several days. Now, we've been talking about the air quality and this map that shows it being because the air quality devices don't measure the windblown ash. Some of those particles are just too big for those devices to pick up on. So even though the air quality alert has expired, still want to protect yourself, especially if you smell smoke or you're seeing ash. I know a lot of these communities, especially in areas like Santa Monica, still seeing quite a bit of ash. So just make sure you're protecting yourself. If you're going to be cleaning up, always a good idea, especially if you're wiping it off your car, to just make sure that you dampen it first too, so it's not blowing all around, it's not blowing into your face. N95s, wear gloves, all a great idea. This wind map just showing an onshore push that's going to take us into Friday, but we still have humidity levels coming up and some marine layer clouds to start too for the valleys and Inland Empire. Again, sometime late Monday into the day breezy, and then we will see those winds start to get stronger. At least earliest for this next Santa Ana event looks to be sometime next Monday. We'll have more details as it gets closer though. Philip, Giovanna, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Brianna, thank you.